Forget about the intricacies. Keep it broad. Talk common sense today. Who claimed that USAID money was demarcated for India to get, quote, someone else elected, unquote, other than PM Modi? Who used the term kickbacks to describe the money from alleged deep state linked USAID and its shadowy subsidiaries? Who said that the names of those who collaborated to effect a regime change must be shared with the NDA government? Who put out the list saying that money earmarked to influence voter turnout to India would be put on hold? It was US President Donald Trump. Not once, but 5 times. It was the DOGE department, the Department of Government Efficiency. It was Elon Musk who heads the DOGE department, the Department of Government Efficiency in the United States, that put out all these questions and facts. Since distorting the electoral playing field is a massive crime of interference in another country's internal affairs, those that claim to be the guardians of constitutional morality in India should ordinarily be very concerned. They roam around with the constitution in their hands. If they're so worried about the constitution, they should be absolutely panicking at the thought that someone has pumped in money to make the electoral process unduly influenced through all sorts of fake narratives. That should worry them no end. They should have sleepless nights. But instead, this entire ecosystem is working overtime to discredit what Donald Trump has claimed and what Musk and his DOGE department have made public. Why would they do this? I said keep it commonsensical tonight, viewers. Why wouldn't they wait for the NDA that has ordered a probe to unearth the names of the recipients of these backhanders? Why aren't they interested to know who these fifth columnists are that took money to allegedly influence voter behavior in India and make sure that Modi loses by running fake narratives? After all, it's the same people, this ecosystem that constantly talks about level playing field. But if someone from abroad was making this playing field uneven, shouldn't they be as interested, or it's okay? One can't understand the reluctance. Today again, the Congress party attempted to suggest that the entire campaign by Trump's administration to name and shame the collaborators of the deep state was a sham, as even the NDA has been accepting USAID money. In other words, if the NDA takes USAID money, so what's wrong with others taking it too, who are beyond the NDA, in NGOs, in various media companies? The Congress has cited a finance ministry report which said that USAID funded 7 projects worth $750 million in FY24. That $97 million obligation by USAID for 7 projects in FY24. No funding made to enhance voter turnout. That funds used for agri, food, security, water, health schemes. That funds were committed for sustainable forests and climate programs. Provided over 17 billion to India over 555 projects since 1951. The BJP hit back in the Congress party by putting out what it called were the facts. The BJP says, as stated in the Finance Ministry's annual report for 2023-24, USAID is currently implementing 7 projects in collaboration with the Government of India with a combined budget of approximately 750 million. Not a single of these projects has to do with voter turnout. All of them are with and through the union government. This is what the Congress has said on the back of what the Finance Ministry put out. Fine. The BJP comes out and says the desperation of the Congress and its ecosystem of journalists and influencers to deflect from the controversial USAID funding routed through various George Soros-linked fronts and a labyrinth of NGO structures to meddle with India's electoral process is a dead giveaway. In fact, the very projects cited in the Finance Ministry's 2023-24 report, uploaded in July 24, trace their origins back to 2010-2011, which was when the UPA was in power. This isn't new. Even the 2014-15 report confirms the same, unquote. So they've said that this was all continued funding for projects that were commissioned under the UPA. In fact, the ecosystem is conflating issues even when the EAM has come out and drawn a distinction between government to government funding and government to NGOs, private media and public activist collaborations. This is what Jaishankar said.
Some information has been put out there by the Trump administration people, and obviously that is concerning. It would suggest that there are activities whose which has a certain objective out here to push a narrative or a viewpoint. I think as a government we are looking into it because such organizations have an obligation to report. And my sense is, the facts will come out.
Here's an attempt is being made to discredit the claims of the US government, even though US President Trump continues almost daily to insist that dirty money was making its way into India to create an anti-Modi mood and manipulate the election verdict. And you know that, viewers, you can look at your screens now. We'll put out all his quotes side by side so you can see them. This has been going on now for the last 5 days. And I want to open this up and let's ask some fundamental questions tonight without any filters, viewers. Let's ask Akashdeep Muni. Dr. Ranganathan is also there, and the BJP national spokesperson is there. Mr. Muni, is the ecosystem in a hurry to discredit Trump? Is that what's going on here? After all, it's not Modi who said any of these things. It's Trump, Musk, the Doge department, all of these people. Why should we not believe them?
Rahulji, first of all, you said that it was said that USAID money is used by opposition deep state to destabilize India and remove Prime Minister Modi from Prime Ministership. Then they said that there were kickbacks. Now, in your introductory remarks, you said that, who said this? This is said by Trump and not BJP. I totally disagree with you. And to substantiate it, I must quote BJP spokesperson Gaurav Bhatia, who said that India is an independent sovereign nation. Why should a foreign entity interfere in our internal matters? They cannot defeat Modi ji through their own efforts. So they seek support from foreign forces in their hatred for Modi ji, unquote. Then you said that kickbacks to Trump ne bola, Modi ji ne to nahi bola. Again I will quote Amit Malviya ji, quote unquote, no my words, it's his words. This time he has also mentioned kickbacks. Who? Trump. Essentially, this money is also used to sustain deep state assets who work to defend and defeat Modi ji. Okay, we are now witnessing the same pattern unfold in India. So, कितना झूठ बोलेंगे मुझे तो समझ में नहीं आता कभी-कभी कि एक झूठ के बाद दूसरा झूठ, दूसरे झूठ के बाद तीसरा झूठ.
No, what is the झूठ?
सारा तो मोदी जी बोल रहे थे.
Mr. Trump has said this, the BJP has echoed it.
The money was given to Modi ji.
But Mr. Muni, tell me something. Mr. Muni, tell me something. 1 second. You didn't answer my question. Why don't you believe Mr. Trump? What is the problem with Mr. Trump?
Because he lies.
He lies.
He says that 1,000 crores is given to Hamas.
Okay.
For what you know.
Okay.
He's a foolish character.
He's a foolish character. He lies.
He's a joker.
He's a joker.
Everybody makes a mockery of him.
Okay.
And Bucks and political analysts believe him.
And political analysts believe him. Okay. Now, Mr. Muni, great. Can you imagine the contempt these people have, viewers, for electors? This is almost like saying the people who voted for Trump are either buddhus, fools, deplorables, just like the people who vote, I suppose, viewers, because they also call Modi a liar. So all of you who voted for Modi are fools. You have no brains. You should have voted for Kejriwal and Rahul Gandhi. This is basically what they're saying, viewers. That the judgment of 50% plus of America is foolish. That deplorables, cranks, all sorts of bizarre people voted for a liar. Dictator, Nazi, God alone knows what else. This is their defense, viewers. This is how thin their respect is for mandates. So Modi came back because he fooled everybody. Everyone else is an idiot. The people who voted Modi are blind bhaks. Andhbhaks is the word they use. That's what the Aam Aadmi Party and its supporters and the India bloc viewers think of you. Congratulations to you, viewers. Now, viewers, fundamentally, the point is no one is answering this question. Ashutosh Mishra, why would the Doge department of Mr. Musk put this out?
Because they lie.
Because they also lie. Musk is also a liar.
There is a website which is
first of all, if you see,
One minute, let Mr. Mishra respond, Dr. Raman. 1 second. Yes. Yeah.
so this $21 million, it has been accepted by a Bangladeshi also that this was actually meant for Bangladesh.
Okay.
For voter turnout.
But sir, this was never paid. So Bangladesh was supposed to get $29 million according to the same list. ये 21 कहाँ से आ गया मुझे भी नहीं समझ आ रही है. How did 21 go to Bangladesh when they were supposed to get $29 million? And viewers, who is saying this? This is being said by a newspaper. And if I ask the question of that newspaper, can they come out and clarify whether they got funding? Whether they got funding, viewers, from the Umidyar network. Dr. Ranganathan, this newspaper that is the hallmark today of truth that these people are peddling and basing all their responses on, saying that, listen, that newspaper told us. I'm not going to name the newspaper. Now, they have publicized that some of the events were funded by Umidyar. Do you think they should have made a declaration somewhere to say, look, there could be the possibility of conflict of interest, but we are funded by Umidyar, but yes, we are today defending that eco-space, but because we do it on facts. Can you just put this in perspective? I would like to ask Sanju Verma one question. We are constantly talking about who got it. I don't know why the government doesn't know who got it. The government knows when, this Greenpeace sneezes. They know when the other one that they kicked out, Amnesty, blows its nose. But they don't know who gets money in this country. That is a separate question that I want to ask. That is a curiosity for me. This all-knowing Sarkar doesn't know who got the money. But anyhow, Dr. Ranganathan, I want to hear what your views are.
Before I come to my views, because I respect Dr. Muni so much, and he has been under oath once, so he takes whatever he says, his statements, very seriously. It's a very simple yes and no question. He's branded Trump a liar. Fair enough. Very simple yes and no question to Dr. Muni. Dear Dr. Muni, have Rahul Gandhi and Kejriwal ever lied? Yes or no?
In their life, of course, yes, they might have. I have not seen them. I don't know them personally.
You have not seen them.
So in their life, they would have.
They would have.
Many of us do. Normal
Now, yes, not only have they lied, they've had to apologize publicly. One to the Supreme Court and the other person to the two people who he defamed. So, please.
Actually, almost 5 people. But anyhow, yes, go ahead.
Okay. Right. No, but let's come back to this topic. Who's a liar, who's not a liar. Let's deal with the facts out here. Rahul, you know my position. And with due respect, and all of my fellow panelists are very dear friends. One of them is a very dear friend, Sanju Verma. But the fact of the matter is that all 4 of them either directly represent a political party or are sympathetic to it. It's a very simple question. When Rahul, you began by saying a foreign entity gave money to obviously change the course of Indian elections.
Trump said.
Yes.
I was very clever. I put it in Trump's mouth.
Right. But the fact of the matter is foreign entities have given money to India to various places for, basically monitoring or quote unquote monitoring or changing the course of interference is the word that is used. I want to ask a very simple question to my dear friends. Once the Supreme Court declared the anonymous electoral bonds through which tens, hundreds of billions of dollars of foreign entity money was being taken shamelessly, anonymously by the political parties to interfere in Indian elections, has a single paisa or a dollar of that money now been returned to those foreign entities? Has it been returned now that the Supreme Court has said it was illegal? It's a very simple question.
Okay. Separate debate, but I understand what you're trying to say, that there was far more money used to interfere and build a narrative in the favor of this, that, the other through this EB route, blah, blah, blah. I understand all of that, but actually today, let's keep that aside because the Supreme Court has left this question unresolved. In fact, it's left us in a worse position. by not giving us anything.
Rahul?
So we go back to a black hole time when all sorts of money will come flooding through, which we'll never be able to even trace. Anyhow, Sanju Verma, quick response please on this issue. If you know, and the Trump regime is such a friend of the Modi regime, and you believe in them so much, why don't you just tell us the names? You must know the names. It's been going on for years. You've been in power now for 10 years. It's going to be 11 in another 4 months. Ab tak to pata hi lag jana chahiye.
Rahul, now you've asked me a question. At least give me 2 minutes. And
Take 3.
I would like to say that Mr. Ranganathan is very erudite, but at the risk of offending him, sometimes he loses sight of proportion. Now, having said that, let me first say very categorically that Mr. Jaishankar, barely 48 hours back at the Delhi University Literature Festival has said this, and I think your audience needs to hear this too. Some information has been put out there by the Trump administration, and obviously that is concerning. We are looking into it and the facts will come out. USAID was allowed here in good faith, but now there are suggestions from America about bad faith activities. That's worrisome. An investigation is underway. When Jaishankar was asked about USAID and its ability to influence voter turnout in India, this is what he had to say. I think he has spoken. But Rahul, very quickly, I will say this. I don't want your audience to lose sight of one very important thing. The biggest beneficiary of USAID has been a firm called GKI, Global Knowledge Initiative, co-founded by Sam Pitroda, one of the closest confidants of Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi. And GKI on its board has 2 women, Nina Fedorov and Sarah Farley, who are also on the board of Rockefeller. And I don't think you need to be a rocket scientist to know that apart from Omidyar and OCCRP, Rockefeller has been running an anti-Modi and an anti-India narrative. And last but not the least, I want to ask the Congress. I'm sure people watch your show, though sometimes they may not participate in it for reasons best known to them. Why is it that S.Y. Qureshi has been silent about his links with IFES? Why has Mahua Moitra been silent about her links with CEPPS? Both CEPPS and IFES have been funded by USAID. Why is Rahul Gandhi silent on the fact that OCCRP got $47 million, which was finally funneled into Rajiv Gandhi Trust? And OCCRP is funded by Open Society Foundation, which in turn is headed by George Soros's network. So I think it's not the BJP, but the Congress that needs to explain, right from
Sanju Verma, all these details,
Gandhi Foundation.
No, all these details you know.
Benefiting from the likes of Omidyar.
Okay, all these details you know, but you can't tell us who got the money.
The lady knows. The lady knows
I said
all this.
investigation is
Her
underway,
government
Rahul.
doesn't know. It is amazing.
Okay.
Please.
Dr. Raman, let me ask you, Dr. Raman. One second, let me ask you a question. Dr. Raman, let me ask you a question. 1 second. Dr. Raman, let me ask you a question. Who are we supposed to believe? Have we ended up at some level or the other, and this is a fundamental question to you, Dr. Raman, have we ended up trying to immediately give cover fire to certain fifth columnists in this country by quickly moving to discredit Trump, even without waiting for details to emerge? Is there a motivated campaign to quickly discredit the source so we can cauterize the wound at source and forget about this? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, Rahul, first of all, I thought that, the Indian media would avoid further embarrassment to itself by at least, waiting on this topic after all the mess that they made by all the charges that they made earlier. Second, I'm amazed. I mean, it's a shocking lapse if the government has no clue as to who this money went. I mean, this is not some pocket money. And Sanju Verma knows all this, and she is not telling her own government. She is not going and giving this information to the government and saying Rahul Gandhi got all this money. Sam Pitroda got all this money. She knows it, and she is not telling them. Please go and give this information.
Okay, let's not get personal. Okay, I have to shut down the show. If it's going to become this personal war of words between people, viewers, the fact of the matter is there are 2 strands to this. The government must now come out and tell us sooner than later, and the opposition to hold fire, because you can't be discrediting Trump and the entire Doge department and Musk and several other officials, some of them who weren't even working with Trump, who have come out and testified. Hold your horses. Let's not give cover fire. Let's not make this about two parties. Let's make this about the nation. We need the truth. We need it quick. We leave it at this, viewers. The Vantage with Palki Sharma.